guys, this man actually deserves jail time. And let me start by saying my dating story with this guy is the least crazy of the stories that have come out about him. So I go to Austin, Texas a lot just because I love it. I set my Bumble location to Austin. I matched with this cutie patootie. Just a good old Texas looking man. Mullet, mustache. Don't remember what my first message was to him, but he didn't respond. On Bumble, the girls have to message first and you have 24 hours for them to respond or your match expires. So we had like 2 hours left until our match expired and he still hadn't responded to my message. Once again, I don't remember what I said, but I sent him my number. And to my surprise, he texted me. And I told him I was gonna be in Austin that weekend and that I had dinner reservations for Daynata and I would love for him to join us. He immediately was like, oh my gosh, yes, I'm so there. I love Daynata. So the weekend comes around and I don't hear from him the entire weekend. So I cut my losses. The interesting thing is on his Bumble, he had his first and last name. So I looked him up on Instagram and immediately found him. Then I find his TikTok. I wouldn't classify him as an influencer, but he definitely has quite a big following. I was like, okay, slay. And based off of his Instagram, guys, like he just seemed like such a great guy. I was like, wow, he's got a great family. He's got so many friends. But as I'm stalking his Instagram, I notice a girl. And their pictures were honestly giving like soft launch vibes. So I'm like, okay, maybe they're just friends. I'm just like, okay, surely this guy would not be on Bumble if he had a girlfriend. In my pimped out Chevrolet. I visit Austin a few more times and I keep texting this man, okay? I'm like, I'm going to meet him one way or another. I'm not gonna lie, I'm probably like 4 texts deep of him not responding. Like just me back to back to back. I was taking a solo trip to Austin. I texted him when I landed at the airport and I said, honey, I'm home. Isn't that cute? And he said, my blue-eyed baby is in ATX. This is literally after months of not hearing from this man. Like I said, there are like 4 texts above this that he has not responded to. He tells me his work schedule is a little crazy, but he would love to get breakfast on, I think it was Saturday or Sunday morning. So he picks me up. He's so sweet. He opens the door for me and we go to a bagel shop. He pays for the bagels and the conversation is absolutely awful. This man did not ask me one single question. When I tell you, he did not reciprocate the conversation at all. And this was my first time experiencing this. I have since realized this is an epidemic, but the entire time it was like pulling teeth trying to make conversation with this guy. Finally, the date just kind of ended and he was like, okay, I can take you back to your hotel. I was leaving that day to go home and he was like, do you want me to come up and help you pack? I was like, yeah, sure. So he comes up to my hotel room. I was already fully packed, by the way. Very shortly after that, we start making out. He literally fell asleep. He had worked nights the night before. And after we kissed for a second, I was just kind of like playing with his hair and he literally fell asleep. And I woke him up and I was like, hey, like, you need to go home and go to bed. He was like, is there anywhere that you want me to drop you off? And I was like, yeah, actually there's a coffee shop that I kind of want to hang out at before I leave. So he drops me off at this coffee shop and he's like, text me, like, let me know if you need a ride to the airport, gives me a kiss on the forehead, like, just so nice. And then that was the end of that. I never heard from him again. This is where the story gets good. I saw him posted on Are We Dating the Same Guy, Austin. And it was this giant paragraph about how this guy is a serial ghoster. This girl was exclusive with him and he literally ghosted her, was talking to multiple other girls at the same time and she had no idea. And guess who it was? The girl that I saw on his Instagram. I commented and I was like, oh my gosh, girl. She posted the timeline they were together and I said, we literally went on a date. That man was fully on Bumble, fully picked me up, dropped me off, came up to my hotel room. The comments under this post were, I'm not gonna lie, probably at this point, hundreds of girls with the exact same story. And it starts blowing up and gets back to him because there's snitches in that group. He ends up changing his Instagram and TikTok bio to a ghost emoji. Professional ghoster or something like that. So icky, first of all, but also like not a flex, bro. He blocks all of us on Instagram and TikTok. I wasn't even following him on any of his socials. He has since unblocked me on TikTok. That probably won't last long. The part that I love about this is a lot of us girls have become like pretty good friends after this whole entire debacle. I met up with a couple of girls one time when I was in Austin, and I love talking to them. I have seen them multiple times since, and I see a bunch of other stories of girls saying that they have bonded over this guy as well. There's been an entire TikTok hate page created about him. Like, he is off the charts. And at this point, it's honestly just kind of sad. Like, I don't know what's wrong in his brain that he thinks that it's just like quirky and silly and there's nothing wrong with his behavior. Do you not realize like how awful you are treating these women? And karma's a bitch. And I'm gonna leave it at that.
It's Trauma Tuesday. Grab your mug. Let's talk about all the ways in which trauma has manifested itself into my life, and also a funny little bonus story at the end. I did not grow up with unconditional love, so I grew up truly believing that love was conditional and that I would only receive love if I did impressive things. So I was incredibly high achieving as a child. I was writing books when I was in like first and second grade. You know, books, not like, I'm not writing novels, but I was writing like chapter books really, really young. By the time I was in elementary school, I was in all of the clubs. I had extracurriculars, but then in middle school, that wasn't impressive. So I started clubs. I got into theater, I got into music, and by high school, that wasn't impressive anymore. So I had to star in the musical and star in all the theater productions. So I was always chasing that next achievement, and that's just not sustainable. Trauma also made me incredibly suspicious of anything good that happens to me. My mom loved to tease me and not prank in the sense of like I'm picturing like MTV Punk'd. It wasn't like those kinds of pranks, but like when I started releasing music when I was in high school, we would go somewhere and my mom would be like, those people are talking about your music. Like, they know you, they recognize you. And I'd be like, what, really? And I would be like, no, oh my God, I'm kidding. Like that kind of prank where she'd be like, wait, like those people are looking at you. Like, I think they know who you are. And I'd be like, what? And my mom would be like, no, I'm obviously kidding. So like that kind of prank. So anytime something good happens, I'm very wary and very suspicious that it's actually a prank or I'm being teased somehow. I watch a lot of scary movies because I exist in constant fight or flight, and I don't think my resting heart rate has actually ever rested. So I watch a lot of scary movies, and that seems counterintuitive. It seems like, oh, well, if you're stressed all the time, like why would you watch something stressful? Because it makes how I feel make sense for 90 minutes. Like the longer the better. It doesn't even need to be a good scary movie, but I watch a lot of scary movies or true crime or psychological thrillers, anything with like a ooh kind of vibe. I listen to a lot of murder podcasts, and it never made sense to my fiance because he's like, don't you want to like relax? Yes, but I can't. So if I can't relax, why not make my feeling make sense? Trauma has also made me incredibly good in a crisis because, again, I exist in crisis mode all the time. So if I'm ever in like a car accident or there's a fire alarm, like whatever is deemed an emergency to any normal human being, I swear is how my body exists all the time. So I'm incredibly cool, calm, and collected in a crisis. Maybe I should tell my plane story. I had what I thought was a near-death experience on a plane a couple years ago. I also hate surprises. That's something that trauma has absolutely given me. I hate surprises because I feel like I'm being made fun of. I don't like not knowing. I'm a planner, and I've been so consistently disappointed by people in my life that I don't want a surprise because I don't want to be disappointed. I want to know exactly what's happening. I want to know what to expect. I want to prepare for it. No surprises. Trauma has made me incredibly bad at receiving gifts. I talked about this yesterday in the sense that I kind of hoard things. Not actually hoarding, I'm just not good at sharing because things were taken away from me all the time, or my mom would just take things back that she gave me. But in the same vein, I don't want you to do anything for me. Like, me as a person, I would love for you to do something for me, but growing up, that was held against me. So if my mom drove me to school, something that parents do, that was held over my head for years. Years. If my mom thought that I was giving her an attitude, but I've been driving you to school every day. There's a roof over your head. I feed you. You're clothed. Anytime someone offers to do something for me, no. No, because I don't want to owe you anything. I don't want that to be held over my head. I don't want that to come back and be thrown in my face. And most good people won't do that. But because I experienced that, I'm really, really hard to do something for. Trauma has also wrecked my memory. And people have been really impressed with my memory for a lot of my trauma story times. And I have to say, I think I got the bad end of this deal because I know people who are like, oh, I don't remember anything bad that happened to me. My brain just deleted all of it. I remember a lot of the bad stuff that happened to me, and I don't remember a lot of the good. So I think I have a bad brain. Like, I think my brain deleted the stuff it was supposed to keep, and it kept the stuff it was supposed to delete, because I remember in such vivid detail so many horrible things, which is why I feel like I'm always gonna have a story time. But I don't remember years at a time. Maybe worse things happened. I don't know. But most of high school, totally gone. I can name maybe one teacher that I had in high school. 4 years, unaccounted for. Like, to go back to me being really high functioning, so I got into my dream college and my parents wouldn't pay, got a full-time job, worked during school, got a partial scholarship, all of that. I ended up working in the fashion industry really young. I was like one of the youngest female executives at the time in our company and like in the city, I think. And so I was giving talks to undergrads to talk about like my experience and kind of motivate them and all of that. And I remember telling my mom that I was giving this talk, and I was excited about it, and I shouldn't have, okay? I know. We obviously weren't no contact at the time. I was telling her that I was doing this talk. And so I show up to my lecture, speech, whatever, and my mom is there. Like, obviously she's there. And I look at her and I'm horrified, and I was like, okay, just like, just be so quiet because I'm giving this talk, and just don't embarrass me. And at the end of my talk, people are raising their hands and they're asking me questions. And my mom shouts out, "How did you do it? Like, I'm just stunned. How did you overcome everything and just achieve what you've been able to achieve?"
Story time about how I found out my boyfriend was cheating on me through the fucking T app. Everyone talking about, oh, ban the T app, ban the T app. No, bro. If it wasn't for that damn app, I probably would have still been staying with a fucking cheater. So I originally got the T app in July of 2025. If you know, like, it takes forever for you to get into the T app. Like, I don't know why, but like verification purposes, I guess. So me and my boyfriend ended up breaking up July 4th of 2025. And then we ended up getting back together at like the end of August. No, yeah, it was definitely the end of August. So we broke up because of the fact that like he was just a piece of shit. So we ended up obviously getting back together in the end of August. That's around the time that I got approved to be in the T app. So for a little bit of context, he's from Orlando and I'm from South Florida. So Orlando is Central Florida, I'm South Florida, and we're about like a 3.5 hour drive apart. He ended up moving to South Florida in December of 2023, 2023. Me and him got together in July of 2023. Also, by the way, we were together for 2.5 years. But every single time that we would break up, this man would go straight to fucking Orlando. Like, straight to Orlando. That should have been a fucking red flag for me. Like, that, oh my god. I honestly just swore up and down that this man would never cheat on me. Like, I really, like, I fully, wholeheartedly believe that he would never cheat on me. So, anyway, I get approved to get into the T-app while me and him are back together. And at first, I was just getting a bunch of, like, trolling comments. Like, they weren't real. Like, I'm not gonna lie, sometimes on that T-app, people dead ass, like, they just don't want to see you happy, bro. Like, they secretly want your man, like, dead ass. So I'm gonna say in the beginning of September, no, like the middle of September, I end up getting a message on there saying, like, hey, he did my homegirl really, really dirty, and he used to live with me and my homegirl, and, like, during that time, like, he was talking with her, did her dirty. I was like, huh. Oh, pause. Because the only people that I know that he's ever lived with was his mom, his brother, me. That's it. So at first I thought it was like another trolling thing. So then I was like, hey, I private messaged her, like, give me your Instagram. Like, I want to know who you are. Like, I need the proof. Like, I need screenshots. Like, I need the evidence. If a girl is telling you that your man is cheating on the T-app, get evidence, because sometimes those bitches be lying. But anyway, I add her on Instagram and there's proof. There's proof. So back in April of 2024, me and him broke up. And then we ended up getting back together. So we broke up in March of 24, got back together April of 2024, because it was right before my birthday. My birthday is April 29th. So I know that we were together. During that time, he was going through issues with his brother, and he was staying in Orlando, and he ended up getting kicked out of his brother's house. So his mom said that he could go back to, South Florida. And he was like, oh no, like, I have a job here, like, I gotta figure out somewhere else to stay. Like, I can't go back there and then go back to looking for a job again. Like, I can't do that. Which was understandable. I got it. So he ended up telling me that he was staying with his homeboy from high school who he used to be friends with. And that he offered him, like, a place to stay and that he could, like, crash on his couch. And I guess, like, his mom was, like, really chill, whatever. But I had never heard of this homeboy. Like, he had never told me about him. He never brought him up. Like, they never hung out during, like, the whole, like, we were together for, at that point, almost a year, and I had never heard of this boy. But I was like, you know what, like, if he's allowing him to stay at your house, I mean, cool. I mean, he was still texting me, FaceTime me, all that. Come to find out, it wasn't his homeboy. It was a girl's house. The girl texted me, and she was like, yeah, no, that's all a lie. He was in a house full of girls. Like, it was me, my homegirl, and, like, another girl or something like that. Like, it was just a house full of girls. Like, so now I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like going back in like our messages, and during that time my cousin had passed away in May, and in June he was living with that girl, and I was like, I'm about to break up with you because I'm grieving and I feel like I can't give my all to you, and like, I'm not trying to drag you down because I'm down. He literally was outside crying. Like, when I say crying, I mean like, please. Yeah. He was full on begging to for me to stay with him, and he was like, I'll help you with the grieving process. Like, I'll come back down to Fort Myers. Fort Myers is where I'm from, by the way. He was like, I'll come back down to Fort Myers and I'll go to the funeral with you, and we can get through this together. Like, I can help you. Blah, 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 blah. So then I stay with him. I didn't break up with him, obviously. And I was like, okay, like, I just want you to know, like, I am depressed. Like, I can't give you my all. And he's like, that's fine. Like, I'll be there for you. I'll do whatever you want from me. Like, all that. He's doing all that outside of that girl's crib. He don't went back inside and while he was just crying for me to stay with him. So anyway, time skip. I ended up texting him, or not texting him. I saw him in person, obviously, because we have an apartment together, by the way. So yeah, we have an apartment together, and he ended up coming back to our apartment, and I confronted him about it, and he said that it only happened one time. He only cheated on me one time, and that was a one-time thing, and like blah 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 blah. I did this on a Thursday, and he knew I was leaving that day to go see my sister in Tampa, and then I was gonna come back on Sunday. He fucking knew. It was even on our calendar that's on our fridge. So I leave on Thursday. Come Sunday, I come back to our apartment. He's nowhere to be found. I literally told him, even after I found out that he cheated on me, I was like, we're not getting back together, but like, I'm not gonna kick you out and keep you homeless. Like, you can stay here, but when our lease is up in December, I'm out of here and you need to be out of here. But come Sunday, he's not here. But his PS5 and a bin of his clothes is here, but another bin of his clothes was missing. So I was like, you know what? I'm tripping. Maybe he's at work and he'll be back. Nope. So I'm texting him and I'm like, yo, where the fuck are you at? The fuck? Like, what the fuck is happening? Come Monday. Okay, next day, Monday. I get a text message from the girl who he cheated on me with in 2024. We'll call her Sarah. So Sarah texted me and she was like, hey, my homegirl, what are we gonna name her? We'll call her Jane. My homegirl Jane, like, I'm doing her nails right now and she's telling me that she didn't know that y'all were together, but she was like, he was definitely cheating on you with her. And I was like, so I got her Instagram and then now I'm texting her and I'm getting more information from her. And like, they had recently hung out like in July, like literally a couple months ago. And they had been a thing since before me. Like, I think it was like 6 or 7. 6, 7. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But anyway, it was like 6 or 7 months, like, before me and him got together, maybe a little bit longer than that, and that they had been, like, an on and off thing since then, and I was like, excuse me? And she goes and, like, and she's got proof, she's got screenshots, she's got text messages, pictures of my man! I was so devastated, like, seeing pictures of my man with her in her car, like, that was devastating news to see. But she did not know about me. Neither of these girls knew about me. Like, they had no idea. Like, they were very apologetic and they have been, like, super honest with me and being very transparent and telling me everything that I wanted to know. Side note, don't ever blame the girl, especially if she didn't know. If she knew, that's different. But if the girl didn't know, like, you should not be out here trying to fight a girl over a man. Like, girl. Anyway, so she ends up telling me about all of the different dates. Like, all of the different dates of when they were together and they were texting. He was like snapping her, sending her pics, sending her like snap pictures, and I was like one of her pictures was in my old apartment. Like, he was in my apartment, but he told her that he was staying with his mom. No, that was my bathroom. He went to my bathroom to go cheat on me. So I'm like, fuck this. So then I post all of his stuff. I post a picture of all of his shit, and I'm like, I'm selling all of this man's stuff. This man ends up breaking into my house. He was stalking me. I walk my dog. I come back upstairs. My front door is fucking locked. He broke into my fucking house while I was fucking walking my dog. And I confront him about him cheating on me. But he was like, where's my stuff? Where's my stuff? And I was like, bitch, I don't know where the fuck your shit is at. Anyway, so I confront him and I'm like, you told me that you only cheated on me once. I'm now finding out about a second person. So how many times did you really cheat on me? And he literally went like this. He looked down. He was like, it was a lot. I literally got up and threw up. I was so fucking sick. And it's also like just going back through all of our memories and seeing where me and him were. And it was just so like heartbreaking and devastating to see. And to just know that like he was cheating on me during those times. Like, it was like genuinely, like, I'm so done with him. I'm never getting back with him. I'm over him. But the situation still bothers me so bad. Because like, I just can't believe that like I even let that shit happen. Like, how did I not know? But yeah, this is your sign to post your man on the T app.
Okay, tell me if I'm wrong for cutting off a friend for not inviting me to her baby shower. And I want y'all to note that I run a tight ship when it comes down to my friends. I'm a good motherfucking friend. I show up for my friends. I show up for my friends. I go out my way for my friends. I expect the same. I had friends, best friends before, and they played in my motherfucking face. I gave a lot of myself to them hoes for them to turn around and act like shit ain't shit. So I don't even play that shit no more. I'm sorry to the bitches, the next bitches in my life, but it's just, I run a tight motherfucking ship. If you cannot reciprocate, I'm cool on you. So boom, let's get into it. So my homegirl, she found out she was pregnant. So boom, I'm like, okay, so what you gonna do? So she don't know what she gonna do. So I was like, okay, we're gonna leave it alone till she figure out what she gonna do. So when she figured out what she was gonna do, she called me, she let me know she decided she's gonna keep the baby. I'm like, great, bravo. And I was just letting her know that, bitch, you need to have a baby shower. because she was hinting that she might not have a baby shower. She feel like she shouldn't have a baby shower. In my mind, I'm thinking it's because of what people think, because that's what a lot of women go through pregnancy. They not with their man, blah, blah, blah. Like, you know, a lot of women go through that in their mind, like, baby shouldn't have a baby shower. But I'm telling her, this is just what I think. But she never said that to me. So she just saying that she's not gonna have a baby shower, and I'm just telling her that, bitch, you need to have a baby shower. People are gonna show up for you, that baby. Like, it's not a birthday, it's not an anniversary, bitch, this is a baby. People are gonna snap, because, you know, it's just an innocent person. We know, villages know how it goes, and she has a village. So she's like, no, I don't think I'm gonna have a baby shower with Wudu. So time goes on, and she sends this long paragraph in the group chat. Let me give you a little backstory about the group chat. The group chat was made, it was 4 of us in the group chat. 3 of us is baby mamas, and one of the girl who made the group chat, she just felt like all of us should be in a group chat because all of our babies do around the same time, and we're all mutual friends. But all of us is not as close as, you know, we're all not as close as we are with each other. We just all mutual friends. I don't know if that makes sense, but y'all get what I'm trying to say. So, boom, in the group chat, the paragraph was that she decided she's not gonna have a baby shower. She decided that she just wants people to buy out the registry. That's fine. I'm like, that's cool. I'm a little disappointed because I really feel like she should have had a baby shower. I remember us being on the phone with her mom and stuff, and I was just telling her, like, girl, have a baby shower. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you just don't want to miss out on that. Like, this is my first kid, and I still know I don't want to miss out on a baby shower, you know? But we move on. I can't make the girl have a baby shower. 2 weeks later, this bitch sending pictures of her at her baby shower in the group chat. I'm so motherfucking baffled. I'm so fucking confused. I'm really confused when one of the girls in the group chat talking like as if she already knew. I'm really fucking confused. So I'm like, okay, I called a group chat. The girl who had the baby shower, she didn't pick up the phone, but all the rest of the girls did. So I'm upset. They was like, you overreacting. Like, you just not doing too much. Da, 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 da. And, okay, so I try to break it down. I'm like, well, these are my feelings. I'm very fucking upset. I'm upset that somebody would ask us to spend money but wouldn't invite me to a baby shower. And granted, it was mentioned that she was not having a baby shower. So that's really fucking with me. It's fucking with me. So the girls in the group, they're not really on the same page as me, which is fine because I don't give a fuck. But they're kind of antagonizing me a little bit. Like one girl was like, oh, you doing too much. Like, I don't really care anyway because I wasn't going. Okay, you're projecting on me. The other girl was like, oh, so she hates you now. I never fucking said that. So I decided to get off the phone because this conversation is going nowhere. And the person I need to be talking to is not on this motherfucking phone right now, so I hang up the phone. They keep calling me on the group chat back to back. So I pick up again. The girl who had the baby shower, she on the call now. But they're mid conversation. I don't even know what the fuck they talking about, so I hang up. They keep calling back to back again. I pick up the phone. Everybody's on a group chat now. So, group FaceTime. So, one of the girls that was antagonizing me from before, she was like, she on the phone now, talking about the girl who had the baby shower. She on the phone now, say what you had to say. I'm like, whoa. I said to her, I'm going to talk to her when I'm ready to talk to her. Meaning, I'm going to talk to her when it's not all you bitches on the phone. When it's just me and her. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what friends do. So boom, I hung up the phone again. They keep calling. I pick up the phone. Now the girl who had the baby shower, when I pick up the phone, she gonna say, I heard you was talking shit. I'm like, first off, honestly, I don't feel like I was talking shit. I feel like these other hoes was talking shit. I feel like I was just saying exactly how I feel. You know what I'm saying? And that's why, and I hung up the phone because you wasn't on the phone. So she's trying to explain herself. She was trying to explain herself that she knew a week prior. I'm like, okay, you knew a week prior, so that means you had 7 days to let me know that you was gonna have a baby shower. You could have let me know you was having a baby shower, and you didn't want to invite me, or you didn't want it to be no big thing. That's better than just fucking sending pictures of you in a group chat, or you had this baby shower. You know what I'm saying? And then she goes on to say I have some entitlement. So once she said that, I kind of shut down because I'm like, okay, bitch. Okay. So we're not on the same page, bitch. We're not the same type of friends. I think she used to the other host that was on a phone call with her. That's not really her friend like that, but you know, they get on the phone and talk about bad shit all day. You know what I'm saying? Fucked up shit all day, but she not used to no friend like me. And I knew then when she said I have a little entitlement, I knew then that this shit is not gonna go no farther than this conversation. This is gonna be the last time I invest my time in love in these hoes. So that kind of really threw me for a fucking loop, because I'm like, girl, we talk about all kind of shit, and you didn't want to mention the fact that you was having a baby shower. We was just planning on, mind you, we was planning on going on a trip 2 weeks. In 2 weeks, we planned a last minute trip to Miami, a day trip. So you think I could go to Miami? You think I wouldn't hop on a plane and come to your baby shower? You get what I'm saying? So I already knew that we wasn't on the same page. So I just decided to never speak to her again. And ever since that day, I never fucking spoke to her again. Bitch, that was not my motherfucking friend, because it's just already, it's too much for me. So, y'all, was I overreacting, or, you know, am I wrong for not speaking to her again? I talked to my therapist about it. My therapist said, bitch, if you don't care, move on. You get what I'm saying? But it's really not even about her. It's about me. Like, it would be more tit for tat, bitch. Well, bitch, you didn't invite me to your baby shower, so bitch, you can't come to mine. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how I would start thinking towards her. So it's not even worth it to me.